Good morning to all our lupus and fibromyalgia friends. Welcome to our Community Connect Holiday Edition. I'm Melissa Tolwer from the Support Fibromyalgia Network, and I'm joined by my good friends, Looms for Lupus.
Hi, good morning. I'm Estela Mata. I'm one of the co-founders of Looms for Lupus, a nonprofit organization that was formed by my sisters and I to help those living with lupus and overlapping conditions such as fibromyalgia. And we're excited to be here on Friday morning.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Juana Mata. I'm happy to be here in December. Yay. So we're happy to be here on the Community Connect.
Well, and this is a special holiday edition, so happy holidays, happy Hanukkah to all our friends out there.
And I have my festive cup.
Oh, and Juana has her festive designs too with her makeup.
Just the eyeshadow and the red lipstick.
There you go.
We have a Merry Christmas.
Yes, I was just telling everyone we had a bear sighting actually in our yard or in our outside area. I guess a bear had gotten into our trash cans for the first time. They usually don't come down this far close to our house. So I wore my special berry Christmas t-shirt in honor of that. It's a very berry Christmas this morning. So I geek out. I guess I'm a big fan. I love like places like Arizona, which one day I will have to take Juana and Estella to. So it's in Williams, Arizona. So if we travel like along Route 66, we'll have to stop. And
yes,
it'll
definitely
be fun.
You have to take us. I'm good for road trips. I you know what? I've had enough of staying home. I think I'm ready to go out and see the world.
Well, we might not be able to go out just yet with our stay-at-home orders in California.
I know, have to wait a little bit longer. Meanwhile, the bears can come to you instead of us going there.
Oh, I know. Well, I think eventually we'll have to go to Arizona. I love that place. It's just very cute, and they support all the wildlife animals. They're rescue animals, actually. So just hitting the road and before we hit. So it's a fun experience as you hit right before Flagstaff. But we can dream, I guess, whenever we get back to some normalcy.
Yes, definitely.
Well, I will get us started with our spiffy holiday theme deck. So
cute.
There's stuff that I didn't get to add because it was just like, oh yeah, there's continues to be a lot going on, I know, with our community organizations. So and I lost my ticker thing, but I did add quickly for tomorrow. Tomorrow is a big and busy day as we continue, is your support group.
Yes, we are so excited. So we have, every second Saturday of the month, we host a support group. So one in Spanish via Facebook Live. So para todos los de la habla hispana, estamos disponibles cada segundo sábado del mes a las 8 de la mañana. Yes, at 8 a.m. Via Facebook Live. So we're excited just to continue to do that. And then obviously we have our support group also together with Lupus LA every second Saturday of the month at 9:30 a.m. And if you have either lupus, fibromyalgia, overlapping conditions, or have a loved one that has these conditions, you are all welcome. Those are via Zoom. So you do need information to log in. So for information, you could email Catherine at the email listed on the image there, or you can email info@Looms for Lupus, or just reach out to us. We'll give you the information. But we're just excited to just continue to provide the support to the community. It's hard living with a chronic condition, and then the added stress of COVID. So understanding and getting together with others that understand you can be very helpful.
Well, and I encourage people to really participate. I know sometimes during these times, it's not the merriest of times for people. So please reach out. This virtual, take the support. It's very different once you start engaging with other people in the community. And Looms for Lupus run a great group. I saw your image too for Mental Health Mondays. Can you share a little about what's next for Monday?
Yes. Oh my gosh. I am just excited. again, looking back to where we started, with Mental Health Mondays, um, one of the things and reasons why we started doing this was to provide a lot of like the art therapy and workshops that we do or used to do during our support groups. And so we started thinking about everything that everyone's been going through with the pandemic and with the added stress, and then the stress of the holidays as well. So this coming Monday is our second Monday, and we are going to have our special guest is Marlene Flores Avila, and she is a licensed clinical social worker as well, therapist. She's a professor at I believe it's Fullerton, and it's just pretty amazing to see how so many people just want to help and give back to the community. We are going to be incorporating an arts and crafts. We're going to be creating a lotus flower. And so if you guys can see the post is on our social media platform. It is on at 5 o'clock on Mondays. This coming Monday, December the 14th, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. It'll be streamed via Facebook Live. You don't have to register, but you do need a couple of supplies, very simple things. And she's also going to be giving us tips on journaling and how journaling can help you throughout these times and obviously the holidays. So we're excited to have her, come and work with us. So looking forward to creating that amazing activity. And I don't know if you saw, Melissa, but we had a raffle. We actually had 4 people win gift cards. So we're going to be doing that again this coming week. And it was just amazing to see the feedback from people on Monday, to see that the painting was very relaxing for them, that it helped them. And one of the messages that kind of hit me a little bit harder was one from a young girl that said, she was just talking about how when she was in the zone, and that's really what this is about, to be in the zone and feel calm. And for her to be able to say that, I think it's pretty amazing. So it just goes back to remind us that every little that we do helps someone else.
Absolutely.
Well, and the event was so well received.
Yes. I just wish we had the time and the funds to send everyone the supplies. I know it's a little bit difficult, and a lot of people are kind of scared of going in and painting, or they're afraid of the acrylic paints. And I will tell you, whether you have a pencil or a colored pencil or markers, you can just do it at home, and you don't have to share the image that you created. It's your own little masterpiece. The reason why I encourage people to share what they felt and to share their images, because I want them to be proud of what they created during that moment. And I wanted them to share with us how they felt during the time. So it's just, it's pretty amazing to see how if we all just, kind of go through that, that phase of like not feeling comfortable enough to focusing on one thing, we'll see how much we can enjoy it and get out of it.
Well, definitely. I mean, it was so well received, and I loved posting the pictures. So cool. How is that?
Oh, good.
Okay. Am I coming in a little bit better?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Well, and it was good to have that participation. So I'm glad. So please, everyone out there, participate. They're giving away gift cards, and you can just join in and enjoy the art on Mondays at 5 o'clock, and you live stream on Facebook on the Looms for Lupus Facebook page.
Right. And there is no fee for this, of course. And everyone is welcome. Not only children, patients, caregivers, family members, everyone is welcome, because mental health is not only affecting one person, it's affecting all of us.
Well, and tomorrow we also, Estella and myself are joining in the AMP Up. So shout out to More Than Lupus for tomorrow's event. You'll be hearing from other patient advocates. it was great last night to connect with Carrie from My Several Worlds. I need to get that right. myseveralworlds.com. Thank you to everyone that tuned in for our broadcast last night, and it was wonderful to connect with her. Please follow her blog. So I love all of this that we're doing, even though it's virtual, and I would love to be giving you guys hugs in person. It's nice to connect with so many people around the world right now and really share and bring that to life to our communities.
Yes, definitely. It's uplifting to be able to see others share their story, and I enjoyed watching and tuning in yesterday. Got a couple of laughs. It was pretty fun. You make it fun, Melissa.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad. Well, it's good we connect to each other. Well, one of the topics we wanted to bring in, because I know that I know with the Mata sisters, you have a lot of holiday traditions. Family is important to you. How are you bringing in some of these traditions this year? Because I know it's a little bit different when it comes to this. But what are some of those traditions, and how are you adapting for this year?
Sister, do you want to share really quick about the homage, or what we do with the Virgin Mary, or what we usually traditionally do?
Well, as everyone, well, not everyone knows, but every 12th of December, my family has a tradition of having mariachis, food for everyone, and doing a dance to the Virgin Mary. And that's something that we have been doing here for at least 10 years, but that's something that is also that we do in Mexico. The Virgin Mary or the cathedral is in Mexico City. So it's a tradition that we have, and that's what we had been doing for the past 10 years. I don't think we're going to be able to do it this year just because of what's going on, but it's something that we're definitely going to miss. And of course, the family gets together. We get to sing to the Virgin Mary, and the children and other people or older people also get dressed in the traditional clothing that Juan Diego, when he found the Virgin Mary in Mexico City, wore. So it's like Indian,
like a peasant. It's
yeah.
a peasant.
Yeah.
Yes. And, but the one thing that, obviously we can't get together. We usually get the dancers, and they come in and we all get together. We call it the namely. So my mom does this at her house and at the neighbor's house, and we all grew up together, and it's a, close-knit community. So everybody is welcome. People bring everyone. There's always food. It's catered. It's free. Everyone's welcome to come in. And obviously we're going to miss that. But the good thing is that my mom still has, she's very traditional. She has a huge nativity set. So if people drive by, they will be able to see the nativity set. It's huge. And the neighbor does the same thing. And there's always like lights up. It's very Christmassy. So those traditions continue. And I think we just have to make the best of what we have.
Right.
I don't have a nativity set at home like my mom, but I still love those traditions. So we just have to kind of make the best of what we can and what we can do. So we have to continue celebrating.
So that's what we do on December the 12th. But on December the 24th, we usually all get together, pray before we do the rosary, and it's what is it called, sister?
We do caroling. It's like a caroling from my mom's house over to, well, first we go to service. We go to service with everyone, and, we light the candles, a candlelight and all of that. And then we come home, and then we do like a pilgrimage almost, and caroling from my mom's house to the neighbor's house. And, we stand by the nativity, and then we pray the rosary. And it's so interesting because my mom raised us Catholic, right? So we do all those traditions with my mom. but we go to Christian church during service. So it's quite interesting, the combo that we have. And it's just, I think it's about everyone respecting each other's religion. You know, we don't want to impose anything on anyone, but the fact that we're able to do both is really, really amazing. So we do that. And then we end the night with, you know, just talking about everything, being grateful, and giving out a gift exchange with a family. So we'll see how that goes this year. We're all trying to take all the precautions, where the whole family has not been completely together. For Thanksgiving, you know, we had a couple of people outside. We set up outside, but it's not the same. So, you know, we'll see how that goes.
And one of the things that you said, sister, and I think that's the key, is that we respect each other with our not only traditions, but we also respect each other with what we believe in. And that was one of the great things that my family, you know, that we do as a family, because my mother, as Estela said, is Catholic. She raised us Catholic. I personally don't consider myself Catholic anymore, yet I follow my mom's traditions. And one thing that I really loved is what Estela said. My mother, being so Catholic, she still goes with us to service, which is something very important for us. And it's all about respecting each other's beliefs and respecting each other's, you know, traditions.
What about you, Melissa?
Well, I wanted to hear from you because it was so family friendly. Like, I have to admit to everyone, I probably spent over a decade being the Grinch. I just wanted to stay away. I was consumed miserable with chronic illness. So I think this time I've really had to reflect a little bit more on the past. As a child, I mean, I had, you know, I enjoyed the holidays. I mean, my mom would always make bizcochitos. So I loved eating the cookies. I loved music. Like, music always stayed with me, like Christmas music. I was a big fan of the Chipmunks or that CD and all this stuff. But then my mom would go past the Christmas music and she would throw on some other music. So I became familiar with things like the Everly Brothers or the Temptations. So it was always very musically driven days and holidays. So I think that's this type of stuff that stuck with me. But this time, I mean, like I said, there was a break between like being completely miserable and then having someone like Michael and Jonathan come into my life and really reflect forward on setting up these traditions for them so they could have a place. And I really began to appreciate what my mom does and the little things for like decorating the table. She likes to decorate. So this year, I know she wasn't feeling all too into the spirit because, you know, family is not coming over. So we won't get to see my niece and nephew in person. They might do a drive-by. I told them just stay. We're in LA County lockdown. That just stay warm and safe right now, but we'll probably just do stuff virtually. We're going to try baking virtually with some of the stuff. I know we've had to switch to healthier versions of cookies, so that's been an interesting part, but you know, we'll do our best. And I told my mom, you know, why don't we take out your favorite things? So she was nice enough to bring out, we have the little Peanuts tree from the Snoopy characters, and she put the Support Fibromyalgia ornament up. So, you know, it's just trying to keep with that. And we're going to be playing music and eating together. So simple, keeping it simple, but enjoying like those simple things.
Nice.
So I appreciate you sharing.
I love that, you know, that you were able to spark that in your mom. And even though people are not going to come over, that she went ahead and she decorated, because, you know, I think like during this time, it is a little bit difficult when you're focusing on, you know, like everything being so different. But I think if you keep some of the things that keep her happy, and I think that's what you said, you know, the things that make her happy is probably the happiest thing was probably putting all that Support Fibro, because she is your mom and supports everything that you're doing. And I just, you know, I love that ornament. I don't really follow the whole Snoopy thing, but the fact that you have that tree and she put that out there for you is pretty amazing.
Well, we'll be wearing our ugly sweaters, which for me is not ugly because it's a Snoopy sweater. So I'm sure we're going to make sure we did that. And I'm trying to get some sort of meal together for us that reminds us of what we used to do. I know it's been hard to get groceries, but we're doing the best that we can and just making it what we can right now.
Yes, definitely.
I did want to, so just a reminder to everyone out there, you know, I know there's a lot of chronic illness community members that are doing crafts. We're going to move into some of the holiday gifts shortly. And please share if you make crafts and other artwork in our community, have an Etsy store, please definitely share. We want to support you. People love like supporting each other in our community and the DIY gifts or crafts and arts. So please share so that we can send those to our other friends and family. Just another shout out, like shop local. I know here in California, the businesses are really struggling as they shut us down again, and it's very confusing time. So if you can, support your local businesses as much as possible. We had a fun giveaway that I wanted to highlight. So this is from achronicvoice.com, and I'll try at the end of our conversation, if I can, to share the screen and show you all the wonderful giveaways she's offered. It's one of the most comprehensive blog giveaways that I've seen, and she's separated it into international ones. So if you live internationally, you can still enter, because I know sometimes it's always US based, but there's things from weighted blankets to recipe books to Reiki sessions. Like, it's comprehensive right here. I'm going to post the link. And so I appreciate her allowing us to share it, because it's definitely a fun giveaway. And it's also in the description. So please participate and enter these giveaways. And again, if you scroll, you could do like I did, and I scrolled all the way down. I was like, wow, or she has little markers where you could just go into certain titles and find the giveaways, or you can find USA based, UK based. So she separated it really nicely. Let's get into some fun stuff, like holiday gift ideas. What would be something that you find would be the coolest gift for chronic illness, as far as what you go through?
Look at my sister. She's like, no, she does not ever like to say, if we ask her, what do you want? What do you need? She never likes to talk about what she wants or what she needs. She's more about giving. So that's why you see that grin in that face. But, I think for me, a lot of the gift ideas that I like are more like homemade gifts. Anything that someone can make for you, whether it's a card, something that has so much sentimental value. To me, those are probably the best gifts. But as far as how that makes me feel when I get anything, and it could be the simplest thing, the fact that someone thought of me just brings me so much joy. And I think that's one of the things that, whether you open a gift box, whether you open a gift bag, I think the joy that the person is giving you is probably the most valuable. So, I like those ideas that you were talking about, the Etsy ideas and people that are creating things at home. Those are like the nicest gifts. But for chronic pain, like for me, to be honest with you, I like scents and I like flowers. So anything that has images of flowers or candles that have beautiful scents, those are probably the best gifts for me.
I don't have anything special. Oh, but yeah, like Estella said, something that somebody made, but chocolate, coffee, or tea, I think those are good gifts as well.
Chocolate's always good. I just didn't want to just, talk about chocolate. But if anyone knows me, so the chocolate and the coffee, two things that I can't live without.
I know those are always, you can't miss on chocolate. But I know with some of us in the chronic illness community, there's sensitivities to certain ingredients, so it's tricky. That's why it's like coming up with some gifts that we can give people. What I did want to mention too, one thing is just about gifts. Like, you can always give a gift to yourself, and what that looks like of being kind, especially during this time. As someone that is I always joked before, again, I said I was pretty miserable, but my focus was always on, I didn't want anything because I just wanted a new body or I wanted a cure. Like, it was so focused on intangible things in that sense that I never honed in on being present, and being kind to myself. So I really had to figure out what that gift was to my own health. And also, be okay with talking to my family about these things. Like, we can have a healthier holiday. So I was happy to eventually have like a keto Thanksgiving or a keto Christmas, which was a lot healthier for me. And we open up. So just remember, to people out there, you love giving gifts to people. I enjoy it. But don't forget about yourself and the different ideas that you can give to yourself as well, of kindness and love. And we can send out love and kindness right now too.
Right.
Yes.
Sorry.
No, go ahead, sister.
I was to say, when you said that, for any holiday, especially Christmas, one of the things that we always ask is for health, to feel good. And sadly, I think this Christmas is going to be a little bit harder for other people because they are going through they're already going through their emotional roller coaster with what's going on, the pandemic, but also with a lot of us who have chronic conditions, and a lot of the times, though, that's not something that is, like you said, tangible, but it's something that we always want. And it breaks my heart to hear what you just said, because I'm sure a lot of people are going through that right now. But let's just think positive, and and if we cannot get our health back, we have hope, and you can still do something for yourself. You don't have to. I don't know how to. I mean, I don't even have words to explain how how or what we can do to feel better. Yet, yes, we do want our health, but just with the hope and faith, and just being and doing self-care, I think that should be able to help us a little, and just reaching out, getting support from others. I think that's one thing that we can ask for or give to others.
Well, and that's why I brought it up, because it does seem like a large, like I would always say, I want for Christmas. I want a new body, right? I can't just go get something. But I forgot that there were little steps along the way that I could do to give myself some sense of better health physically and mentally, especially during these times. So those are like, so it's like figuring out what those steps are, just being kind to yourself when you wake up in the morning, or being present a little bit more with your family, or like the other things we've talked about with participating with the family and art or baking, which we'll get into like later, some of the activities, but stuff like that. And just, being kind again to yourself. And it's important to always have some kindness, especially right now, and love yourself in that sense.
And I have to tell you, probably the best gift we can give ourselves is the gift of allowing ourselves to feel what we're feeling, to allowing ourselves to feel sad, feel, hurt, or acknowledge that we are in pain. And also, just learning how to love yourself, whether it's, giving yourself some time, allowing yourself to do some things later that you wanted to do today and that you can't. I think that's really, really self-love. And those are the beautiful gifts that you can give yourself. But it's so interesting, like you guys said this, and I have not posted this, and I started writing this, and it's my positive quote for today. And it's so interesting that you guys talked on that. But I'll read it to you guys because I have it, here, and I was going to, it's so funny that, that you guys are talking about this, because here, let me see if I could read it. It says, don't allow any situation or circumstance hinder who you are or capable of being. Stay positive and take charge. And I think the best thing we can give ourselves is the ability to recognize that today is not 100% perfect, but we have to continue to strive and be positive and push through day by day.
Oh,
You
perfect.
guys will see that post later.
Oh, that's going to be a post?
Yes,
Melissa,
I
I have to
use-
say, Estela is a super writer, and she's my sister, in my opinion. Since I can remember, since she was in, I don't think junior high, high school, I always admired that she would just write so beautiful. I mean, the books that she would read, everything. It was poetry, and everything was so beautiful. Anything that she wrote, it was just a poem, and
See, that's my gift.
There you go. I love hearing that. I really wish I was able to go to school with you. Okay.
She really needs to write a book on.
One day I will publish all my little
poems.
quotes.
She has a lot of poems. Yeah, poems, both English and Spanish. But I know I always admired her because though she grew up here and she went to school here in the United States, and I grew up in Mexico, I don't even know the Spanish poetry that she does, the wording, everything. And I know that at one point she was really into the poetry from Mexico, which to me was interesting. But yeah,
oh wow, we need to have like a poetry or creative writing section, or maybe that's one thing that you guys could host.
I'll tell you, writing for me, a lot of it I share, but a lot of it I don't share. So there's a lot. It helps me to write, helps me. So that's how I relieve. So there were some things in my mind and I wanted to get it out. And we can't hone in all the negative stuff or the negative people or the negative thoughts that happen or our current situation or circumstance we're going through. And that's what was in my mind this morning. And, I like to, a lot of the things, well, everything that I write, from the Looms for Lupus positive quotes come from really, me writing something down, whether it's something I'm feeling or something that I want to relay, because it helps me and it heals me. And I think, like you were talking about, sometimes we don't realize that these thoughts are negative thoughts that we allow people to make us think, or that we think ourselves, whether we want to change our body, the way we look, the way we feel. There are things we cannot do, but the one thing we can take control over is, just continuing to love ourselves and trying to stay positive and not lose hope, because there are things that we can do for ourselves. And sometimes we don't see it. But that's why you surround yourself with friends that see the beauty in everything. And right. I can tell you, I wish I would have known you when you were 14 and when you were feeling the way you were feeling, and just being there with you, because I know it was very lonely for you, and to stay away from the family and to be put in a situation, have doctors not believe what you're going through, and basically losing your childhood is very, very difficult, I can imagine. But being lonely even makes it harder. So I just wish that I would have been there with you. And what you are doing now, the gift, and sometimes the challenges that you went through, and you talking about it will help that 14-year-old right now that's dealing with fibromyalgia or that's dealing with any other chronic condition, know that there's something that's building up, that resilience in her or him, and that they're going to be able to give back and share their story like you are, Melissa. Because again, a lot of this stuff that we're doing, the Community Connect Live, us talking to people, was your idea. And, a lot of people don't realize how surrounding yourself with people like you and positive people is really uplifting and encouraging. And again, I am grateful for you. I am grateful for you sharing your story. And even though like I got emotional for a little bit here, what inspires me is the fact that we're doing this for other people. And that's what brings me joy.
Exactly, sister, and Melissa. That's exactly how I feel. You know, a lot of the times, I've thought, okay, is it worth it with everything that I'm doing? But you know what? I think it's totally worth it. If I touched one person, that's all I needed, or that's all I need to continue. And unfortunately, I'm sure that other people are going through many. Struggles right now. And I think our purpose, sister, is for us to reach out to those people that are going through those struggles. Um, and by us doing this, I have to say it's not easy. We have full time jobs. I'm a mother, I'm a grandmother, and there's a lot of things that I also struggle with my health. But yet I feel and I see the importance of us still doing what we're doing, reaching out to people, because we know that if we touch one person, that's all we need. And there's people that are also struggling with what you said, Melissa, that are feeling lonely, that don't feel like um, doing or being around family because of their struggles. So hopefully that one person gets to see what we're talking about, and that what we are doing could help them.
Yeah,
Exactly. And that's why we want to share with the community, because I want people to know that there's other advocates like yourselves doing this work. I mean, we wake up and we go to our computer, like there may be other jobs that we have to do, but we are spending our time thinking about our organizations, and other advocates are thinking about their blogs, their vlogs. Like we're putting out content to share, to really let people know that they are not alone, and we understand this, and to please connect. Like there are people fighting for them. And I know right now I plead with people to really dig deep in finding some more outlets. Like we're talking about writing, with art, music, like just find whatever you can and dig deep as far as you can go to hold on, because we are fighting in the background over here. We're trying to put this online so you know what we're doing. So it's all of there, and just keep people holding on right now, because it's been a tough year. We're going to get through this together, and we're going to keep moving forward for our communities.
Definitely. You
Now,
know,
the slide doesn't seem appropriate. So I put some.
this is so appropriate. This is so appropriate, because that's what life is about right now. You know, we're having
And toilet paper
again.
Well, I just saw a thing about Clorox wipes. There was an article, or they were talking to the COO. So I guess there's still a shortage on that. So maybe I should have replaced. But I added in the description of this video, there's some blogs by Fibromom blog. So Suzanne did a holiday gift guide. I included Dr. Terry Walls' holiday gift guide. So there's some other bloggers in there that have offered gift guides for chronic illness and other information. I did. So one of the things, I mean, I know it's joking, a holiday gift for toilet paper, but it may actually come in handy for people.
I'm sure it will come in handy for those that are not able to get it, to be honest with you, because just imagine yourself being in the restroom and not having that beautiful roll of toilet paper.
It's interesting because one of my friends, we were talking about, gifts. And I told her I was going to get her a gift for, I was going to take her out to lunch, well, not actually buy lunch and eat, where we're supposed to eat. So I told her, and I had told her a while ago. And then, so as her birthday came closer, she said, you know what, Juana, I don't think I want to eat. I think just if you find toilet paper, just give me that as a gift, because I really, really gonna be needing it soon. And she had been to different stores and she couldn't find it. Everything was sold out. So she said, if you have extra toilet paper, just give me that as a gift. Oh,
That's good. It's true. That's what it is. And the socks, and let me tell you, those socks, the best gift, and I will say this, one of the things that makes my daughters happy are theme socks. So socks like for Christmas, like that's their thing, you know, for Halloween, like whatever it is, they love all these cute little characters. So when you put those socks up, if you were to ask me what makes my daughters happy or what kind of gift they would love, it would be those socks.
Oh, that's perfect then. So it kind of like mashes up. And that's the thing. I think we'll forever never give toilet paper as a white elephant gift or, you know, those gag gifts, because it's just become such a huge commodity for people. I sent someone a toilet paper and she was like, "Thank you. I went to Costco and couldn't find any." So it was perfect timing. I was like, see?
Yeah, and you know what? You're like and this is, you never talk about this, but I know that you have been sending gifts to people and sending, you know, necessities to people and stuff that they need, like Clorox wipes or, you know, just necessities. And this is so interesting, you know, that you don't like to talk about those things, but I have to highlight you. You know, I am so, so grateful on behalf of everyone that has received anything from Melissa, because she loves to give all these things and you think about the individual and what their needs are. And I really, really appreciate the fact that you do that. You know, you try and see how you can help others. You send them these necessities that, you know, right now are scarce in different places. So I'm sure a lot of the people are appreciating what you're sending, Melissa. I just wish there were more people that would understand like what you use like the funds for and how you're helping the community, and that they would give more to your organization so you can continue to bless others this way. I just thought of it because I remember you talking about, you know, oh, like, you know, making the shipment or shipping the stuff out. And, you know, it's just one of those things that, again, a lot of people don't realize that are needed, and you actually think of those things.
Well, we have such different means as nonprofit organizations. So I know in May, as we were doing awareness, there were some chronic pain groups, support groups that reached out and were like, "We don't know how to get cleaning supplies or toilet paper, or our members are rationing shampoo and laundry detergent, like hand soap." So people were rationing like cleaning stuff for personal care. So it was interesting doing the research for the future, that as nonprofits, we can work with companies like Amazon Business, Costco Business, Dollar General. So this is how we find these resources and let them know our community really needs our help, because a lot of people are on fixed income, they can't stock up, or they couldn't go to the store, they had home aid shopping for them. And if they go at the wrong times, they're not going to be standing in line for 45 minutes to try to get these items. So I know that's why I said we're never going to see toilet paper the same again, or Clorox cleaning. I mean, we studied the cleaning products. I know the disinfectants and the different ones that'll work for COVID. So, oh boy, I mean, I worked with these companies to send it out. Or Instacart was a great resource. I'm studying about Snap in these applications of Walmart and Instacart, just getting Instacart to people in like multiple states. So it's definitely something new that was experienced, but it was good. I appreciate learning how to better support the community during these times.
Yeah, definitely.
I did highlight here these Simply Made Well put out a healthy recipe ebook. So these are good. And then I added Beat Lupus. I know he has merchandise. So it's products like these, like, so continuing to support our community and our advocates together. I think it's really important that people doing the work. I would love to have some more of the male lupus warriors come on and connect with us. So hopefully soon.
Yes, hopefully soon. I think Emmett will be coming on soon. So looking forward to doing that. You know, also Men with Fibro, by the way, they are so amazing. I don't know who runs it, but they were sharing our support group post, and it's just pretty amazing to see, because a lot of times we don't see a lot of like the men in the community, and they also live with autoimmune and or chronic pain and fibromyalgia. So just shout out to all the men out there for, you know, just supporting everything, and also, you know, kind of highlighting what is needed also in our community.
Well, and it's good to connect with more men to hear how they process the holidays and what they go through. I would love to hear more from them and have them more participate in the support groups, in the mental health Mondays. So to all the men out there in our community, please participate. We welcome you. We believe that in everything that you do. So it applies. I mean, art, music, come on, it's important. Writing, journaling.
Yes, definitely.
So we get into holiday activities. Now I was kind of a nerd in all this stuff. So I just this is going to be a screen share of some things, but what kind of holiday activities can we like participate in besides music and baking? So I love food. I love to eat and I love music.
You know, one of the things that brings, again, me joy too, the kitchen is where like everyone at my mom's house gets together. So whether it's baking, she doesn't do a lot of baking. She actually will tell you she does not bake any sweets, any of that. My mom is an amazing cook, but baking she doesn't like to do. And at my house, my girls love to bake. We're always baking cookies. We're always, baking stuff. So to me, I love doing that. And then playing the music. So these two things that you just posted up here are the two things that makes us happy, the music and the baking. But other activities that people can do together, I think right now I've seen a lot of like Zoom parties, and people are getting together in Zoom. I know Christine's going to be holding one soon, Christine, the patient advocate. And so it's just, I think, let's think outside the box and see how we can, create or gather around within our community to have some creative activities. For us, I'm going to be doing that lotus flower on Monday through our Mental Health Monday. And that's going to be a nice craft to do, and I encourage everyone to participate. It's something we created a lotus flower, I want to say like 3 years ago in our support group.
About 4 years.
It's on my fridge. It's beautiful. And, a lot of the things, the creative things that you can create or make yourself are, things that you can hold on to for a while and remind you of where you were during that time or what you were doing and who you created this craft with. So, I encourage everyone to get their active, creative minds to do something. What are you going to do, Melissa? Anything creative?
Well, I was about to suggest, hey, can our next Community Connect, can you hold a baking session so I can just watch and pretend I'm eating?
I'll be eating the whole time.
That's okay.
Yeah, we'll watch Estella bake.
Yeah,
I don't like baking.
It's so cute because I was at my mom's house the other day and my niece, Andrea, is there, and she's like a huge supporter of Looms for Lupus. And she was sharing with me, I think it was Wednesday. It was Wednesday. She was telling me that she was sharing with her art teacher with her Zoom class, her painting that she did on Monday with them. And she was telling them, what Looms for Lupus is and what lupus is and stuff. And then her teacher told her, can you share on Thursday? So I just thought I don't see my sister-in-law baking a lot with her. And to me, that's like your one-on-one time with that individual that you're baking with. So I told her, let's bake. So, and get your hands dirty. And she was like mixing the butter and everything together. And she's like, oh my gosh, it's a mess. And I'm like, it's okay. Just feel that butter melt through your fingers, girl. It's going to be delicious. Not a healthy way to do things, but she was so happy and excited. And on Thursday, she shared with her class facts about lupus, and just to think that she, I got to spend that time. She got to tell me about it. It was very meaningful because sometimes you don't give that time to that person, and you'll be amazed at the things that you find out and the creative ways that these kids are, and just that connection. So I would love to bake. I don't know that everyone else would be interested. What I'll do is I'll bake and then I'll bring them and I'll show you guys our creative cookies that we
Well,
made.
maybe in the new year we can have more baking sessions, because I really want to bring in speakers that can help us maybe translate some of the recipes to include some of the other versions of like paleo sugars or other sugars, because it's a lot of information and I'm not sure, like my sense of taste, I'm very technical, so I could tell you about coconut sugar, almond flour, allulose, but I can't really taste to like replace, with recipes. So it'd be interesting to have that. I mean, I miss being around food bloggers that bake. I had a good Sarah from My Imperfect Kitchen, her famous snowman Christmas cookie went viral and all this stuff, and Food Network like retweeted it. So I remember those days, and I would walk into her kitchen and it would smell so yummy with all that fresh banana bread. Like she just always is baking. So it's all of these things that I so miss that smell.
Yeah, and there's so many options now with like the keto and the, and all those things. I know just recently, my daughter went and she wanted what are those called? Those pumpkin spice pancakes. And, one of my daughters she's very sensitive on her stomach. So she's trying like paleo and keto stuff. So we tried those pancakes and they were delicious. So, there's a lot of ways that you can also incorporate, it doesn't have to be baking all the bad stuff like I like, but, you also can have a healthy baking, gathering and enjoy yourself without having, harm your body and cause more inflammation than we already have. But, regardless of
that's what we want to talk about and incorporate, and also just incorporate it for the family. I mean, there's been a lot of tricks to get your family on board. I know one Thanksgiving, I secretly snuck in some gluten-free bread from Bread Seriously. My brother did not know. And he's like, wow, these are like really delicious. I'm like, well, that was a healthier version of something. So I was glad. Or with my dad, I've replaced his dairy ice cream with a coconut milk-based ice cream. So it's like little subtle things that you can kind of do. And there are more great products out there. So, and just more systems that we can still maintain these traditions, but adapt them to being having a chronic illness.
Right out there on Thanksgiving, I didn't tell anyone. So I told them actually, I didn't tell them. I usually bake the ham, or my husband does. So I decided to make some mashed potato. So I used cauliflower.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah. So when I had it there, everyone's like and they're like, okay, no one said anything. No one but one person. One person. And Estella, they're like, oh, you made the mashed potato? I'm like, yes. And Estella sat in front of me while we were eating, and she had a taste of it. And she's like, this mashed potato tastes funny.
She made a face? Did she make a face?
No, she didn't. But she was like, this potato. She's like, sister, it's not potato. It's cauliflower. And I said, yeah, shh, don't say anything. Everyone ate it. I had nothing left.
No one knew. And I even asked around. I was like, how are the mashed potatoes? They're like, oh my gosh, they were so delicious. They're so tasty. And I'm like, oh my gosh, they did not notice. I noticed right away. I was like,
right. My daughter-in-law, because she was sitting next to Estella, when she heard Estella say that it was cauliflower, she's like, I've never had cauliflower. And she stopped eating it.
Oh no.
She literally stopped eating it.
Yeah. But you know what it is? I think it's a lot of the times, you don't realize it. I knew because I had made fried rice. And so I replaced the rice with cauliflower because I was doing like a diet during, for like a 30 days or something like that. So I was trying to replace and eat healthy. And so trust me, I know when my carbs are replaced by cauliflower. It was delicious though. It was delicious. And I think these are the things maybe we should talk about do one episode on just the different things that you could, bring in, and whether it's, one item like the bread that you brought in, to your family, which I could actually picture you being all sneaky, by the way. And
we were really
sure one other
sneaky
thing
with our keto Thanksgiving. We did an avocado chocolate mousse with unsweetened cocoa. People didn't know; they thought it was just chocolate mousse at that time. So cauliflower mash is a staple now. So we eat cauliflower mash instead of that. So yeah, these are.
You know what I made? And I didn't tell my husband. I saw a recipe of tamal. The keto, is it the keto with no carbs, less carbs? Tamales. So I made some tamales, and I didn't tell anyone here at home except for my son. I had to tell him because I knew he doesn't eat any dairy, and it has dairy. So I made the tamales, and I had them mixed with the other tamales, and my husband had to, and he's like, I was like, did you like the tamales? He's like, yeah, they're good, but the texture's a little different, and I felt like I ate two, and that was like more than enough. And then I told him, they're keto tamales. It's not a flour. What I used is coconut flour. I shouldn't have used coconut because it had a little sweet taste to the tamales, and there were meat and chile tamales. I should have the flour that I was supposed to use is the almond flour. Next time I'll try the almond flour, but I mean I did do them, and
we should have her cook, Melissa, because my sister actually, during when we were growing up, the person that was in the kitchen with my mom was my sister.
Oh.
So
wow.
I was never, that's why I don't cook that much. I don't like to cook. I will bake, but I don't really like to cook. If I have to, I will. My husband does a lot of the cooking, and he does the healthier cooking, which is probably the best thing. Because if I'm left in the kitchen, I will do all the fried foods, and I will do all the stuff that we shouldn't be eating.
Yeah, I don't bake. I don't like to bake,
No.
and I don't really like
because of my mom, because you would always be cooking, but she can whip up a meal like in like no time. So we're gonna
I'm hungry. My stomach is growling now. You're talking about.
Juana's gonna have to make you those keto tamales and take them over. Well, drop them off, so you can try them, because I know these.
If you do like the tamale, I will make them for you.
Oh my goodness, yes, because I mean, half my family is from New Mexico. I miss going out and eating La Mexicana, with all of them out there. That food every time we go. I mean, green chili on top of my eggs and whatever. Yes, sopapillas. Yes, okay, tamales.
And better when they're keto tamales, huh, Melissa?
I know. I didn't even know the transition into keto tamales, because I've never actually made. I'm the one always eating. So if someone's in the kitchen, I'll be like, "Thank you." I'll come again. I'll be back and forth. Ooh, I'm okay. So I'm the taste quality control. So I have to make sure that the quality is up to par. So I do the taste testing.
Oh, that's awesome. So now you know what you're gonna do, sister.
Oh, definitely.
So we do have to have a virtual cook-a-thon. So that'd be baking from your girls, Estella, and then Juana will be cooking, and I'll be. I don't know.
Drop them off before so you can do the tasting, and then you could talk about how amazing they are on Friday. So we're gonna have to do it on Thursday.
Either that, or I'll just be licking the screen or something. I'll just be like.
Oh my gosh, right now that you said licking the screen, by the way, your little dogs barking, or what is it, talking dogs that you've been posting. Can I tell you how many times I play those?
Well, Crystal Kent got me started. She just posted her dog too, again, for happy holidays.
Yeah, I'm like, oh my gosh, look at Melissa go with this. It's so much fun. And I kept playing it over and over.
Well, it fits too well with my personality of making things talk. So I'm notorious for, I loved Jim Henson as a kid. I always wanted to be some sort of puppeteer. So things that would talk, that's why even Anipals, stuffed animals, I think you've noticed that there's a Twitter account for Fred Colbert. giving voices to things, like inanimate objects, is just like the best thing ever. Maybe because I was kind of a loner, so I didn't talk to other kids. I just had to figure out someone else to talk to.
It's so interesting that you say that, because I tell you, you remind, like Isabella, like just there's so many things that are so much in common between you and my daughter. And one of the things that I realized is she used to, and she still is, she likes to just be alone. But when she was little, she used to just play, with her toys alone. Like, I wouldn't, I'd have to go check up on her to see if she was fine. And she was like in her own little world playing with her toys. And Cassidy, on the other hand, it's so interesting. She was the opposite. She did not sit down and play with toys. She always wanted to be around everyone else. And that is, and it's so interesting to see that, because that's how you are. And a lot of people always think like that's not a good thing, but it actually brings out so much creativity.
Right, it did. I mean, I have a love for science, so I always was doing my science experiments and reading my medical books. I think it was hard for me to adjust to other kids, and the way they acted. Like, the perfect example was, I was so confused. We were at Chuck E. Cheese, and this kid comes in and steals my skee ball and starts playing on the game. Like, I was like, what? I could not comprehend why anyone would come in and just like, what is happening? Like, I didn't understand this world of behavior, because I was just always quiet. I'd read my books. I'd leave people alone. So what was this?
This child just comes in and takes your stuff.
Then my brother came in and he was super loud. I'm like, can we send him back, please? Like,
you're so funny. I hope your brother's not watching. Send him back.
Well, he's complete extrovert, and he loves talking to people, being out there. So it's just funny that we are coming from the same household. But yes, when he was coloring in my books, I was like, I don't understand how you could be like this so loud.
I know. And then you only have him to compare yourself to, right? So you're like me, I have two daughters. One of them's completely like introvert and extrovert. But in my household, like with my mom having 7 siblings and, my aunt and my cousin that grew up with us, we are all like, there's some of us that are way out there. I'm probably one. And then you have like the quiet ones, one of my sisters, she is so bashful. Like, she hates being in front of camera. She doesn't like to do any of that. Like, don't record her, don't post anything about her, like, don't do anything. Then you have the grouchy one. So it's so funny, because I think I'm the one that like gets a little bit of everything from everyone. But you have more, diversity when you have more kids. So it's okay. We have a lot of that too in our family. Like, we have those that are super loud, and then those that are super, super quiet. But I think the best thing of it is we bring a balance together.
Well, and it's fun to share. It's fun to hear about different family dynamics and how you grew up and embrace such a large family and what happens. So
Yeah, definitely. Well, I loved our community connect today. We had a little bit of everything. We talked about, recipes. We talked about, the good things, the gift ideas. I'm glad that you're going to be posting and sharing those, because people, that do want to buy gifts, that way it'll help them. I know with my fog, I can't even think of like what's the perfect gift to give. So having the gift ideas that, was it Carol, or who was it that you said? Susan, right? Susan?
Suzanne has a blog post, but it's just, we'll share different gift holiday guides from bloggers.
Exactly. And, just talking about self-care again, self-love, giving your gift of the self-care. And, don't forget, we have things coming on tomorrow. We have support groups tomorrow. We also have the Amp Up, where Melissa's going to be presenting. I'm also going to be presenting, going to be talking about self-care and mental health. And then you're going to be talking about health literacy, right, Melissa?
So, yes, but please don't fall asleep during it's a very serious topic to me, so I'm trying to make it a little bit more light. But
you know what? Sometimes we need to be serious so we can, kind of get the things that are very important, and health literacy is very important, and we don't think about it or talk about it enough. So I look forward to this weekend. It's going to be a busy weekend, but always, let's remember that we need to continue to also love ourselves and continue to support each other and, feel our feelings. We cried a little. Well, I know I held back a lot. I don't like to cry, but, and I didn't want to mess up my makeup, but that's like another story. But, it's just amazing, Melissa. I can't say enough. I'm so grateful to be able to share the screen with you, to be able to have you as our wonderful friend. You just bring so much positive energy into everything that we do. And I just hope that everybody sees that and that it encourages others to continue to share their story, to connect with us and to connect with others that may be feeling lonely, may not have people in their lives like we do with Melissa. And it's just, know that we are here for you and you're not alone.
Right. And we have amazing things coming ahead for 2021. So I'm excited to stay tuned for all of that.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Thank you, everyone.
Yes.
So I think our last Community Connect for the year is going to be next week because all the other Fridays fall on the actual holiday.
Yes. Who
So
knows? I
it'll
might pop in with my little red hat.
Oh, I know. Maybe I'll try to dig up my reindeer ears.
Oh my gosh, maybe we should do like a Christmas special.
Whoa, with baking and
Let's think about
tamales?
it. We'll have lights and Christmas music and everything fun.
Oh, perfect. Well, thank you everyone for tuning in. Please post your comments, share, especially if provide services in the chronic illness space, and check out the holiday giveaway from achronicvoice.com. And we tune in. We'll join the support group tomorrow. Tune in on Monday. I can't wait for another time period. Can't wait to try to do this craft with the paper.
It's gonna be easier. It's gonna be easier than the painting. So you have to try it.
Okay, I definitely. Is it origami? Is it like origami style?
No.
Or no, it's coloring. No. Okay.
It's so you're gonna get paper. You're gonna cut out. It's gonna be cutting out paper. So if you're good with scissors, it'll be a craft for you. And we're creating a lotus flower. We're going to be, the therapist, she's so amazing. She'll talk us through kind of like a meditation almost, in the moment, mindful moment when creating the lotus flower. And, I don't know if a lot of people know about the lotus flower, but it grows in murky water. So everything that we're dealing with, all this negative, all this stuff that we're dealing with, this is kind of like the light at the end of the tunnel and resiliency. So it's going to be amazing. The messages are going to be awesome. She's going to talk also about journaling. So,
perfect. Well, I'll let Mike cut the stuff for me. So
yes, actually, that would be awesome.
I struggle with scissors. You should see how I wrap gifts. It's pretty terrible.
Oh my gosh, you're so funny.
Maybe Mike can also do his lotus flower. So
yes, maybe he can make it for you.
And there you go. I'm sure he will definitely appreciate that. No, he's he can cut with like a straight line with scissors. I am so impressed.
If he can carve on those, vegetables and pumpkins and everything else, I'm sure that he has some skill to use the scissors.
Oh man, you should see him cut wrapping paper. It's just straight all the way through. There's no rigid edges. Like with me, you got mountains and hills, and it's just diagonals. It's awful.
Oh my gosh. He sounds like my husband. If you want a perfectly wrapped gift, my husband gets rulers out. He's measuring things. I'm like, just cut it. Let me just get the scissors. But anyway, it's so funny. But I do want to, hopefully, maybe we should bring you on camera and have him do it. We'll see. We'll have ideas.
Okay, that sounds good. Thank you, everyone. Happy holidays. Happy Hanukkah. And we will join you at Community Connect next Friday.
Yes.
Bye.
Alrighty. Bye.